Hi friends, welcome to our Studies YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about how we can create a first C# program and then read it line by line, right? So basically understand it line by line. This is continuation to the previous video. In the last video, we have discussed about how we can set up our development environment, especially when it comes to .NET. And I hope you guys are following this playlist. This playlist mainly focuses on how you can become a .NET developer from zero level to the professional level with the help of AI, right? That's the whole concept about this playlist. So let's quickly recap. So if you remember, if you have watched all my previous sessions, by this time you already know that we can quickly create a console application. That means an application which will run in the console, the command prompt, and it can print a hello world, right? How we did it? We did it with the help of Visual Studio, right? So let me do that. So I'm opening a Visual Studio, and Visual Studio, I will try to create that new project as a console application. And then from there, we will try to understand or decode the code there because that is very important for us. If you are able to understand the code, what AI writes, then you can make the changes to it also accordingly. So here I can click this create new project to create a new .NET application, and it will pop up certain templates for me. I can pick a template to create a console application here. So let me go with this console app template, which basically runs on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. That's okay. So let me click next and the console app 7. That is okay. Click next, hit the create button to create the console application. And once I think you guys know this, but still why I'm doing it is I wanted to show you certain difference there actually. But let's wait and see. My console application got opened in the Visual Studio, and I can see a solution explorer here where the project and the related files were there. And there is only one file called program.cs, and this file contains a code called Console.WriteLine, which is basically printing something. So when I hit when I hit that run button at the top in the Visual Studio, then it will print saying hello world in the command prompt. You can see it came, but let me rerun and show you that. So it printed, it opened a console app and it printed hello world there. Okay. So that means my code is running, but we have to understand this code. Uh, we have to remember one thing that right now you see there is only one line of a code, but actually in .NET, right, there are a couple of lines before this, and all that scaffolding code which usually come built in whenever you create any project in .NET is getting hidden in the latest version of the templates, but the older version of the templates still show you that hidden code as well. It is very important for us to open that hidden code and try to understand what each line means there. So that is what we are going to do it now. So what we are going to do it now. So we are going to create a new project from the file menu and again a console project only, but we will create a console project with a different template or maybe I can say a older version of the template, which uses a older version of a .NET framework there. This template basically shows that hidden code as well, the scaffolding code. And when that loads, we will try to decode that code and try to make sense what is happening there. And now if you see this code, which is a console app 8, which got opened here, it has lot of lines of a code here, and there is something called a namespace, class, and a main method. And inside the main method, basically you will write whatever you want to write. So in this case, I will try to write console.WriteLine, and then I will try to print maybe hello world, right? So I will write this line of a code. If I save these changes and let's run this and see whether it will also print the same thing. So I hit that run button and it should open a command prompt now. You see command prompt, okay, it got closed again. So let me run and show it once again. So command prompt open and it printed hello world. Okay. So technically both are doing same. Previously you see only one line, but now you have a lot of lines. All these lines were there in the previous template as well, but these lines got hidden because of the that's how the latest templates got built. So let's understand what each line meaning here, right? Basically, you see something called using system there. What that mean is, basically, it's like you are importing a library, and from that library, certain methods or classes. Basically, imagine like it's a toolbox, and you are importing that toolbox here, and from the toolbox, you are picking up the tools and doing your job. So here I picked up a tool called maybe console.WriteLine to do certain job. So this tool is coming from this toolbox. Imagine that way. So, or in a more technical way, it's a library. So using is a keyword which will help you to refer any library. If you feel in your logic you are going to use certain classes and methods, then we have to find out a respective library and we have to refer that here. So that's what we are doing it. And this system library is something inbuilt. Okay. And the namespace, imagine it's like a maybe a folder for your whole project or for your whole code. So this project is called Console API 8. So the whole code related to this project will be inside this namespace. So if I create a more classes here or more other files, everything will have this namespace added to it. I will practically show you this. Right click, add new item. So I will try to add a class maybe called EMP, employee.cs file. And the moment I add that employee.cs file, you see that even this is inside the namespace called console app 8. And if I go program.cs, even this is inside the console app 8. So program.cs is basically a entry point. That's where the execution happens in for the .NET projects, especially inside the program.cs file as well. You will be having a main method, which is like a special kind of a method. That's where the execution will kick off for the .NET projects. So before going to that method, so namespace is like a top level folder, a folder for your whole code. Imagine like it's your home. Imagine like you have a home, and for your home you have an address. That's where you will live. So similarly, the whole project. If you compare it with a home, so the project address is a namespace. You can think that way. And the class, basically here you have a class called program, and class is like a container to the actions what you can perform. So actions are basically like a methods. Okay, so it's a container in which lot of methods and properties or variables usually live, and it's a container for them. And class is like a blueprint to anything. We will discuss more in our upcoming. And then you have something called a static void main. What this mean is basically main is the method name, and since this main is a keyword also, it's a special reserved word, so it has a certain meaning to it. But it's at the end of the day, it's a method because it has a name and open bracket and close bracket, and you can pass something as an input to this method, and it will take that input and do something else here. And it is returning nothing, so we have a return type as a void. And this whole method has a label called static. That means this method belongs to this class only. If you create an object from this class and on that object this method will not be available. So static will make sure the classes will live only the methods will live only at a class level, not at a object level. Okay. And finally console.writeLine, basically it will print something, and imagine it is like a tool which is coming from a toolbox called system. So that's how it is. So if I remove this, right, so or if let me remove this using statement control X. uh, so let me, so then if I remove and save this, then the moment I do that, it thrown error because that is important, right? Without toolbox, you cannot take a tool from it, right? So we need to have the toolbox referred here. So once you have that, then you will not have that error there. Okay. So and also you can basically add the multiple lines of code. So your execution starts in the main, and from there you can continue to add all the lines of the code this way. Okay. So if you do that, and if you run this code, right, it is going to execute in a sequence order, basically. Let me show you that. If I run this, first it will print hello world, and then it will print hi. That means the execution order will be in a sequence. So you can see that, right? Hello world and hi. Okay, that's how it will print. Okay. So now, also you might be wondering how I can take an input from the from in an interactive mode, maybe from the console, right? Is that possible? Then answer is right. So what we can do, so let me do one thing. So I will say console dot write line. Maybe I will say enter your name. Okay. Then once I entered my name, then whatever the name we enter, maybe I wanted to take it and store it in a variable. So there is something called console dot read line, and this will basically take a input, and whatever the input it takes, it is going to return that as a string. If I hover it, you can see it is going to return a string. So what I will be doing it, I will be having it in a variable called string name. So this way it will print this, take the input and store the input here, and then maybe finally I can print that whatever I read, right? So let me, I can do this console.writeLine hello name. That means whatever the name I entered, that will get print. So let me save this and let me run this code. and let's see what will happen now. So enter your name. I'm entering Mahir, and it printed hello Mahir. So that's how it will work. Okay. Now, if you observe all this, now you are able to read the code, and basically this is very important. You should be able to understand and read the code because let's assume this whole code was written by AI. You might have asked ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot to write this code, and it had written all this code for you. But you don't know the understanding of that using keyword, class, method, and everything. Then in that case, what will happen is basically if something goes wrong, if something is not working, you cannot go and fix it because you are not able to understand why this console is working, what is this using statement, system, class, and everything. So it is very important we as an individual should be capable enough to read what AI is writing so that we can make AI to write in a better way, which to accomplish your goal or to accomplish whatever you wanted to achieve there, right? So with that, I wanted to give a challenge to you. Maybe what you guys can do, right? You guys can create a program. Maybe you guys can ask ChatGPT. You guys can say that give me a program where you have to take an input from me, name and maybe the favorite programming language, and then finally print hello, maybe Mahir, you love C# language, something like that, a message. So try to ask AI to give that code and read that code and make some changes by yourself and see whether you are comfortable enough with that or not. Okay. So that's it in this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned in this playlist. We will be adding all the videos in a sequential order to make you a good .NET developer in the era of AI, where you don't need to know everything deeply about coding, but you need to know obviously high level what everything means, and we will cover everything in this playlist that way, and how to write a code with AI and how to debug the code also with AI. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.